Once upon a time, there was a man named David who lived in a bustling city. He had a high-paying job, a beautiful home, and all the luxuries that came with it. One day, he decided to take a break from his busy life and go on a camping trip in the wilderness. David had never been camping before and was not prepared for what lay ahead. He packed a small backpack with some food, water, and a few clothes, and set out on his adventure. He walked through the dense forest and admired the natural beauty that surrounded him. As the day went by, the weather started to turn. The once blue sky turned dark, and ominous clouds rolled in. David was not worried. He thought it was just a passing storm. But the storm turned out to be much more severe than he expected. The rain started to pour down, and the wind began to howl. David quickly realized that he was in trouble. His clothes were soaked through, and he was shivering with cold. He tried to find shelter, but all he could see was the dense forest. As the night approached, David found a small cave and took shelter there. He built a small fire to keep warm and tried to dry his clothes. As the night wore on, he realized that he had lost his way, and he had no idea how to get back to civilization. The next few days were the most challenging days of David's life. He had to survive on the limited food he had brought with him, and the water he could find in the nearby streams. He had to face the harsh reality of survival from nature. He had to build a shelter to protect himself from the elements and find a way to signal for help. As time passed, David began to appreciate the value of life. He realized that if you don't have your life, you don't have much. The comforts of the city and the luxuries he enjoyed were nothing compared to the value of his life. He understood that life is fragile, and one must be prepared for any eventuality. Finally, after days of struggle, David was found by a rescue team. They took him back to civilization, and he was grateful for his life. He had a newfound appreciation for nature and the beauty it held. He understood the importance of being prepared for any situation and vowed to never take his life for granted again. From that day on, David lived his life differently. He appreciated every moment, every breath, and every experience. He never forgot the lessons he learned during his survival from nature, and he lived his life with a renewed sense of purpose and gratitude.